Hello everyone, this is Larry Prohaska. I was putting together a PDF version of my slides and it just felt too flat and two-dimensional, especially thinking about and feeling into the amazing experience I had with you all. So here's a movie I put together. It's about 15 minutes long with the highlights. Hope this helps you and is meaningful and keeps you inspired. Absolutely amazing working with you all. Blessings to you, and I look forward to seeing you down the road in the future. Bye-bye.
We've been doing. When the whole idea of creating this organization was hatching 10 years ago, this is what I was dreaming of. This is exactly the fusion that we need right now in this organization. What a gift.
So leadership without limits. There are leaders, and then there are people who lead.
Think about what we shared this morning with Larry Dossey and the depth of what we all really already know. I mean, so much of what he talked about we already know. How many times have we heard these simple things that are so profound?
And so I think the most important thing is not technique, not product, not methodology. It's heart-to-heart communication between two people. I think our survival may indeed hinge on the degree which we can feel this unity in our heart and our gut. Our unity not just with other people, but with all of sentient life on the planet. Speakers can be nourished or drained in speaking. There's nothing that I love better than talking about things that matter to me toward audiences that have an open heart and an open mind and who get it. This Green Spa speaking experience just made me come alive inside and gave me a terrific case of the warm and fuzzies. I would just say, number one, turn off your damn smartphone. The second is sit down, shut up, and listen.
Why do I do what I do? It's to inspire people to do the things that inspire them. It's a cause, it's a purpose.
It's not what you do that matters, it's why you do it, and what you do serves as the tangible proof of what you believe.
I can tell you your why, but if you don't do it, what use is it, you know? The golden circle is just a tool. Here's a hammer. You can build a table, you can build a house. It's just a tool, but if you don't use it, it doesn't do anything.
This little idea is for those who want to inspire those around them.
One of the ways we deal with it is we numb vulnerability. And I think there's evidence, and it's not the only reason this evidence exists, but I think that it's a huge cause. We are the most in debt, obese, addicted, and medicated adult cohort in US history. The problem is, and I learned this from the research, that you cannot selectively numb emotion. You can't say, here's the bad stuff. Here's vulnerability, here's grief, here's shame, here's fear, here's disappointment. I don't want to feel these. I'm going to have a couple of beers and a banana nut muffin. There's no conversation. There's just blame. You know what blame? You know how blame is described in the research? a way to discharge pain and discomfort.
Basically about?
So the book, which is called Thrive, starts with my own wake-up call. In 2007, April 6, I came back from taking my daughter, who is in the audience, around colleges after 2 years of launching the Huffington Post. And I was exhausted, burnt out, the feeling that many of us have. I collapsed from exhaustion. On the way down, hit my head on my desk, broke my cheekbone, got 4 stitches on my right eye. And it started me on this journey of questioning what success is. Because by conventional definitions of success, which means 2 metrics, money and power, I was successful. By any sane definition of success, I was not successful if I was lying in a pool of blood on the floor of my office. So that was really the beginning, and now I came up with this idea of that we need a 3rd metric of success that includes our health and well-being, first of all, because if we sacrifice that, what do we have? Our capacity to tap into our own wisdom, our own sense of wonder at the beauty of life that we so often miss, and our capacity to give and be kind, as you say on the show, Ellen, and realize that whatever our job in the world, whatever our dreams, we are bigger than that. And if we can find that, who we really are, and live from that place, life is truly amazing, no matter what the challenges and the obstacles.
Yeah, yes.
Last night, first of all, it was such a great pleasure to see you at Mark's home, as always. And one of the most amazing things about you, and is whether we are talking in private, just the 2 of us over dinner, or whether you are talking to a stage of thousands of people, you are the same. It's just an incredible ability to be you, no matter where you are.
Well, you too. I observed the way you talked privately with people, with me, with other people. Then you get on stage. You're the same person on stage as you are off stage, whereas many people, the moment they get on stage, they act, they perform a role, they think they need to act. They're not fully themselves. They're not fully present within. So it becomes an act. Now, it may be a very polished act. Some people are very good, very polished public speakers, but they do not touch the audience the way you touch the audience when you are connected with yourself, and you realize you don't need to play a role. You can just be who you are. And that's where the real power comes from, when you realize the power is already within you, and there's no need to pretend to be somebody else.
I've spent the last 15 years pretty obsessed by a single question, which is, what is it that holds capable, driven people from breaking through to the next level? And the answer to that question, to my great surprise, is success. I first observed this working with executive teams in Silicon Valley, where I noticed that when they were focused on a few things, it led to success. But success breeded so many opportunities and options that diffused the very focus that led to success in the first place. And so, exaggerating the point in order to make it, I found that success becomes a catalyst for failure. Because it leads to what Jim Collins called the undisciplined pursuit of more. The antidote to that problem is the disciplined pursuit of less.
Did you think of success as being money and power? Or did you always know it was more than that, but somehow got caught up in it?
No, I always thought it was more than that. I always had a spiritual dimension in my life. I've been meditating on and off since I was 13. I went to India and studied comparative religion, etc., etc. The difference is making all these things central to my life as opposed to episodic. And so what changed after my wake-up call was, first of all, my relationship with sleep. You know, in Thrive, I have 12 steps how to move from agreeing with these things to actually incorporating them into our lives. And the first step is sleep. For me, that was the keystone habit, as they call it, the foundational shift, going from 4 to 5 hours to 7 to 8 hours sleep.
There was a fabulous experiment done at McGill University in Canada a few years back in which the goal was to see if water that had been prayed over and blessed would stimulate the growth of young seedlings more than plants that were watered with water that had not been blessed through prayer. Sure enough, the plants that received the water that had been prayed over and blessed had a more vigorous growth rate. Over and over, we see around the world where water seems to play a major role in healing.
That's it.